guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Laurie and I live in gardening zone 7A in northern Utah, and it's a gorgeous day outside. It's going to be in the mid 60s today. Last week we had some days that were quite warm and then it cooled down and we got a little rain. It was a little overcast and breezy. It was really nice. But it's the perfect morning to come out here and plant some plants. So that's what I'm doing today, a lot of planting. I also started some seeds inside a couple months ago that I need to start bringing out here, especially the cool season ones. I have some snapdragons that I need to get in the ground. I'm thinking I'm probably too late on those, but I'm still gonna try it. I have some Potomac snapdragons that will be fine in the heat, so they'll come out in a couple weeks when it's warm enough. But let me show you all I have. Okay, this is where I'm gonna plant the snapdragons, and I think what I'm gonna do, first let's take a look at this ranunculus. I think it's just too hot. I started way too late. I should have gotten these in the ground probably like 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. So they're not doing that great. I don't think I'm going to get any blooms because I honestly just think they're trying to survive. Someone let me know if I can still keep the corms, if they'll be good, if they don't produce flowers that year, or I need to do some research and see if I need to save them or just start over next year. I definitely want to try them again. They really weren't a lot of babysitting like the seeds were. Seeds, I don't know if I'll do again, we'll see. I do want to try these, and I'd do them differently. I'd put a little high tunnel out here and start them early, and I think they'd be a lot happier. I knew it would probably not work, and that's okay. I have some failures this year, but I'm trying new things, so that's how you learn. So those are not doing that great, but they're hanging in there for the most part. And then these are the snapdragons I have. This is the Madame Butterfly. This is a group B, so these can withstand some warmer temperatures. So I'm gonna put these in a different spot than I'm gonna put these Chantilly White, because these are more cool weather, so they'll kind of peter out as it gets warmer. But I started these as seeds and they've done pretty great actually, but it's time to get them in the ground. So what I'm gonna do is I planted a bunch of dahlias in here. A few more just came in an order that I had forgotten about. My goodness. So I'm gonna have to find a spot for those. But anyway, I already have some drip lines in here that are working. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come, and it's gonna take a while for these dahlias to get big. They haven't even sprouted up yet. But I'm going to come in and plant the snapdragons here, and by the time it gets warm and those are coming up, they'll have petered out. So I'm going to do the white ones all along here as far as I can go. Might look a little weird for a while, but it'll be fine. And then the more warm weather snapdragons, I'm going to put just in front of these Mystic Illusion dahlias, which I think will be nice to have that layer of white. And I'll do some in front of here too. I do not see any signs of those other Mystic dahlias coming up, so we'll see how that turns out. These hollyhocks are coming up great though. I started them last year from seed and they didn't get very big. So I don't know if I'm gonna get blooms this year or not. I might just get growth because these are biannual, but we'll see. I don't know. Oh, look, I have buds. So I think we are. Oh, that's exciting. Yay. Okay, so maybe we will. That'll be fun. So let's get that chore done now real quick, and then we'll go down by the creek. Okay, those are all planted. These are the Madame Butterfly Ivory that are right here. And I think that's enough room for that Mystic Illusion Dahlia. Everything's a little tight. That's okay. I kind of like things grown into each other. I had thought about doing these in like a grid but I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm gonna do. I have some status to plant out, and I might just try to find areas in my yard to plug it into, just to be part of my yard, or I can stick it in here with all this. We'll see. I have not decided yet. So those are all in. I cleaned up the ranunculus. They did recover a little bit, some of them, when it was cooler, but it's gonna go almost to 80, so I don't know. We'll see how all these do. I think these Madame Butterflies should be perfectly happy, hopefully. And then these ones right here are the ones that are kind of questionable, but I'm trying them out this year, so we'll see how they do. Probably should have come in here about a month ago and got these in, but hopefully we'll get some blooms pretty soon. It's gonna cool down again after that little heat wave, so we'll see how it is. Okay, let's go look at the creek. Gosh, it's just a beautiful morning. I need to come out here every morning. I seem to do chores inside and then come out here when it's a little bit later, but I need to switch that around. It's just really nice. So I just wanted to give you this upper view of the creek. As you can see, it's quite the steep hillside in some areas, in most areas. And so I'm gonna plant along here. I'm wanting to do more groupings of plants, and I'll show you what I have. But let's walk along here. So it's all in this area that I'm trying to make pretty lush looking. So this is where I'm planting, and we'll go down and show you what I have. Before we go down there, I just want to show you these Proven Winners tulips. While they weren't what I expected, I have been loving them, and they are so, like, I want to say sturdy. Like, the petals are so thick, and they've been out here forever, and I think they're gonna go strong for even longer. Just, I mean, see how strong that is? You can just hear it. It's crazy. So I'm definitely keeping these in here. They have been so pretty to look at, and I feel like as they've aged, they've got more vibrant, which is kind of not the case with tulips. They kind of fade in colors. So anyway, really love this. This is the watercolor blend. I talked about them in my April garden tour, but I feel like they've become even more vibrant since then, and they're all quite unique. I actually really love them. So, and they really just pop out here. And then I finally have, let me show you these real quick. They're finally all blooming, so they look better than they did even in my gardening tour. So look how fun. Oh my goodness. So cute, everything's so vibrant. Okay, let me show you down at the creek what I have to plant. Okay, everything's starting to get pretty lush. I have quite a few plants to go over. And it's been fun to pick them up. So I wanted to do another one of these variegated irises because they are stunning and they just pop out here. When I look outside and I can just see them, can kind of see where they're at, and I love it. And I'll show you the view from the top. You can see each one of these, and I just wanted to carry on one more through here, and I've put it there. I'm gonna look at the top and see if I can see it when I kind of look out and see all of them, and they're really pretty. You can see I have some buds here. They're kind of the same kind of blue purpley color, which I absolutely love. I have a lot of that in this area with my Brennerai right now, but I'll cut this back probably pretty soon. But so stunning. And then in this area, I just want to do more clusters of things instead of just like a hosta here, a fern here, iris there. You know, I want to do more mass groupings because I think that just has a better impact. So I got these 3 hostas here, and they're more of that blue tone, which I absolutely love. And I think they'll be a really good spot here grouped together. These are the Plantain Lily Tardiana. The Halcyon. So let's see how big these get. These get 20 inches tall and space them 24 inches apart. So they get fairly big. So I'll probably scoot them a little further apart than this. I have a fern right here, so I have to keep that in mind. So I'll probably put this one here. Actually, I'll probably do them a little closer together than that. I'll probably do them about that much. I think that's pretty good spacing. And then right here, I wanted to do a grouping of these Miss Piggy plants from Proven Winners. This is a Bergenia. I don't even know how to say that, you guys. I have been eyeing these for a couple years. They have these beautiful pink blooms in the spring, and I just want to do a grouping of these. So I'm going to do that right here. I'm going to have 3 here that I'll set up here so you can see right against this tree here, and I think that will be really nice there, especially next to that. And all these plants I have are like part shade or shade. And then I have these, which kind of started all this, me really hunting for some plants that I wanted to stick in here. I saw Garden Answer talk about this just very recently, and she said these geraniums, these are the Biokovo Cranesbill. These are a perennial geranium. They do really, really well in the shade. And so I was like, oh, I want to put those there. And I really like the soft pink blooms, almost white. And they spread out really nice as a ground cover. They only get about 10 inches tall. And so I thought it'd be nice to have some in this area right here in the front because they're a little bit lower. So I am going to do that there. So I have 3 of those that I'm going to group here. So that'll be nice. So I have the Cranesbill here, the hostas there you can see, and then those pink blooms. That'll be so nice. And then the variegated iris there. So many nice things that I'm adding today. So fun. And then I also love these. Let me get in closer. These are my favorite Huechera to put in this area. These are the black forest cake, and I absolutely love them. They're almost black foliage, and then they have these bright red blooms. And it's a pinky red, which I love, almost corally. And it's so fun in this shady area to have those little pops of red. And so everywhere I have one, so I have one planted here, and I was gonna plant 2 next to it to do a bigger mass. And I have a mass of some here, well, pretty close together. And then I have just one up here. Let me show you, get closer. So I'm gonna add 2 more next to this one. I have one there. Eventually I'll add a couple more to that to kind of be against those alliums, which will be nice. And so, yeah, I'm just working on making everything I have in here a bigger mass. And that's not it, you guys. This area is pretty hard. As you can see, it's pretty dry. Gets quite a bit of sun, and I'm having a hard time deciding where to put these. In fact, I'm kind of thinking I might change my mind. Sorry, we've got this thing here because we're gonna add some steps here, but I love these so much. I saw these at the nursery. I've been wanting Astilbe for a while. In fact, I have some Astilbe, I don't know what you call them, tubers or something in the garage, actually, that I need to pull out too. I kind of want to put them behind these ferns, actually. Let me try a different spot. I feel like this spot's going to be really hard. I had planted some coneflowers here last year. They were my favorite, and they did not come back. Unfortunately, there's no sign of them. And I have the hardest time with coneflowers. I don't know what it is. I water them pretty good as I'm first planting them, and then they just kind of peter out and don't do well for me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm really sad about that because I had bought like 5 that I put in there. But anyway, so I have a feeling these might not work either. So let me try. Oh, I think I have a better spot. Let me check. Okay, the lighting's kind of weird, so hopefully you can see this, but I think this is going to be a better spot. I'm trying to decide if I should move that Huechera. I think that's a better spot. I think this soil will stay more moist. So this says it can tolerate more dry soil, but it still does like to be pretty consistently wet. And these ferns have done pretty well in here too, and they're kind of similar as far as that goes. I think the afternoon sun will be blocked for the most part because it'll come this direction, and I'll have some protection from this rock. So I think that will be perfect. This one will get morning sun, as you can see, but then right about this time, 10 or 10:30, this will be shade. So I think that will be a better spot. So I'm going to try those there. And then these down here, these also have white blooms. Let me show you what this is. This is a Eastern Star Aster. I was originally going to put these here. So is that too much to have some white blooming things here and some white here? I don't know. That could be pretty. I'm just going to try it here because I really want to put these here because they're not super big, and this is a small space, and I kind of struggle with it. And I feel like asters do really well in our area, and this is a perfect spot because they get a little bit of morning sun here, and then it's pretty much full on shade the rest of the day, maybe just like filtered sun. So yeah, so they only get about 18 to 20 inches tall and 18 to 24 inches wide. So I think this is a perfect spot. I will plant them more to the edge so they kind of go over this a little bit, and I'm still going to plant those there. So those are really pretty too. Like I said, I have a lot of things to plant. So now that you've seen all the plants, I'm going to start over here and work my way this way and get it all done. And since I know I'm going to get questions about this nail polish. This is called OPI My Me Era, and it's a really nice pinky coral, and I love it. It's in one of my favorites videos on my nail channel. If you guys didn't know, I have a nail channel too. I review nail polish collections. I've been doing it for like 10 years. I know nail polish and gardening don't really mix, but somehow I make it work, at least for now. And so that's what this color is. I'll link it down below for those of you who want to know. Okay, let's get planting. Okay, I got everything watered in and planted. I knew that was going to be a big planting day, but I wanted to get all this in the hillside that I was going to plant here because I have some mulch. If you saw over here, we'll go take a look at it actually, and then we'll talk about the plants as we go along. But I liked this light layer of mulch. It just made everything look so nice. So everything's kind of wet now because I watered it down. But I'll come in here and put some of that mulch, just a light layer, in these areas around the plants, and it'll just make it look a little more tidy, which I will like. So let's look at all the plants that we planted. So glad to have that chore behind me. Okay, so we have the iris. I did forget to stand over here and check to see if you can see it, but I think you can, so it'll be good. I just like standing there and looking out these windows and being able to see that one and that one and this one and this one. It just brings a little bit of cohesiveness to the garden. And then over here we have these. Oh, and I had a little hiccup. I chopped that wire. We have like 3 chopped wires that we need to fix. At least we haven't done that chore yet, so we can do this one too, but I'm usually pretty good about not hitting them. My husband always hits them. And it makes him so cranky, but anyway, it is frustrating. It's like, oh, I never really remember where they're at. And so yeah, but I've got these Miss Piggy in here, and I think they're so cute, and you can see these pink blooms from quite far away. And I'm gonna love them here. I was gonna put them down lower, but these sprinklers kind of spray up, and I didn't want them to get in front of those sprinklers. But then we have that beautiful trio of that hosta right there. And then the Brenner is just so pretty this time of year. Okay, and then we have the geranium, and I think that's gonna be so pretty. I did decide to add this up a little higher on the hill too, just because of the sprinklers, and gradually I think it'll grow down. But I put this here, and that will kind of fill in around this trio that we have going on here. Oh, I also wanted to mention I had to move a hosta over there and a fern. Lots of rearranging, but that's kind of what happens when you just add more things to the garden. It's just kind of how it goes. And then I've got the black Forest Cake Huechera. See those? Can you see those pink blossoms? Let me zoom in. Look how cute. You can see that little tiny pop of red. I just love them so much. And then I have the 2 that I added right here, and I wasn't shy about pulling out some of the vinca one of these days I'm either gonna love that I did the vinca or regret it, but it's pretty easy to pull out. I am gonna have to come in, I can tell, and just keep it away from some plants. So I kind of pulled a lot of it out here, and that's fine. We'll see. Hopefully I don't hate that decision, but I love it right here. It's just so pretty. So I think I'm gonna like it. Time will tell. And then what else did we plant? Oh, I wanted to show you right here. I cleaned up around this Western sword fern. I moved all the vinca away from there. And then I didn't show this, I don't think, because this was kind of tricky, and I saw it last minute and was like, oh yeah, I threw this lady's mantle. Look how pretty that is, you guys. I love ladies mantle. So I had this one, and I added that one, and look how pretty it is with these cute hellebore. Oh my gosh, these are the Winter Jewels double slate, and that pansy's been there for almost 2 years. And it's just happy, and it looks so cute with the white. I just love it right there. So ladies mantle is one of my favorites. I love the little beads of water that land on it after it gets wet or it rains. So pretty, one of my favorites. So glad I added another one of those. And then the last things that I planted were the Astilbe, and I did end up moving this Huechera. So we'll see how it does. It's a little sad right now, but it looks so beautiful right there. And I just thought these would look better kind of in between the ferns, and I'm glad I moved it. If it doesn't survive, it'll be okay. It's not the end of the world. But I just love these Astilbe, and hopefully they work well here. I really think they will. And then this gets more water too. I think it's a pretty hardy plant. Asters usually are. And so I think this is a good spot for it. Also because the soil was really clay soil that's been here for a while. So yeah, so in this area, sometimes our creek will overflow, and we kind of had this area here knowing that could happen, and it just kind of washes over the grass. We've had it overflow a couple times, but yeah, definitely water comes up here and then it settles, and so I think those will be able to handle that if we do have that issue. Long day, we got a lot done, got a lot planted, feels good. I'm tired. I was going to bring the mulch out here right now, but it's kind of wet, so I'm gonna wait, and I'll do that next time I'm working outside. So thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time. Bye.